continue the momentum to the upside, knowing fully well that the price may possibly hold this 20 exponential moving average as a trend. So that is where we're going to be looking at price. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, guys. Well, this is your boy Francis. Welcome to the Trading Success Show. If this is your first time to this channel, you're welcome. Now we're going to be talking about stocks. We're going to be talking about long-term stocks. We're going to be talking about stocks with dividend as well, that pays dividend, and what I'm looking at in terms of positioning, what I'm adding to my portfolio and what I'm taking out of my portfolio, right? So I'm going to lay out all the stocks here. I'm going to analyze them, and it's up to you to pick one or pick everything if you want. And remember, this is not a recommendation to buy or to sell any stock or equity. This is for entertainment purposes only. We're going to start off from the market, what the market is looking at, what the one-day performance has been based on Friday's close. And guess what? Robinhood is a 24/7 kind of deal now in terms of trading, but they have lists of stocks that you can trade as well, right? Like I said earlier, this is your boy Francis, and welcome to the show. Looking at the sectors, right? Technology also took a deep dive down. Utilities as well, followed by energy. Okay, we have XOM, CVX, as well as COP as well, down. Also consumer defensives, consumer cyclical, they are all down. Majority of the banking sector, which is the financial side, are also down. Okay, so what is actually driving this market to the downside? A lot of people talk about inflation and the Fed and Jay Powell as a whole, but guess what? We got to a point where the rejection is bound to happen, right? So we couldn't get past, and we created a double top. All of a sudden we started seeing ourselves selling off to the downside, right? I picked up some puts right around the 443 area in anticipation of this rejection. But then if we were to push higher, guess what? I will take my position out, right? So I took some, and now I'm just selling on the way down back to possibly 430, which is our 20 SMA spot. Now taking a look at this market on this beautiful platform called Stock Chart. Looking at SPY at this point, we got this 433, which is going to act as our support. If it doesn't, like I said, we'll be back to that 430, 429 area. So keep an eye out on that spot. If we can hold that spot, then we're good to continue the momentum to the upside, knowing fully well that the price may possibly hold this 20 exponential moving average as a trend. So that is where we're going to be looking at price revisiting if momentum pushes it down. With the situation in Russia too as well, this could have a very huge impact in the market. Okay, so just keep a close eye on the situation in Russia. Looking at the market, looking at the economic calendar as well, we got some pretty decent action coming in next week. We also have the durable goods as well as PCE. PCE coming in after Feds on Thursday 29th. We're gonna have the Fed, and then PCE is gonna come in on Friday, so we'll be able to gauge our consumer aspect, right? And the following week we're gonna have jobless claim, and as well as unemployment reports. Okay, so that is going to be our economic calendar for this coming week, and see what drives the market in a different direction. Also, we're going to be taking a look at some screener as well. So I'll be looking at stocks from this. I'll be taking my stocks from this as well. So which pretty much means stocks is above 200 moving average, above 50 moving average, and it has been up, change from the open, and also up. Relative volume is 1.5. Also current volume is above 500, average volume is above 500, and above $10 in terms of stocks. And you're looking at Coinbase, you know, with the Bitcoin issue, was starting to really break out of this zone, right, with support right around this area. So that is also another good name to watch. Like CUBI, this is also another area with $30 break, we can continue to push to the upside, right? Also DGX as well, which is Quest Diagnostics. Look at how we come into this spot right now. Look at this spot. This is the resistance, which is going to be our downtrend. So if we can break this downtrend, then we should be good to continue to push to the upside. But for now, 140 is your support on DGBX. Okay, so going further, you see FBIN as well. Okay, FBIN, this is our resistance zone, and we are about to break out. Once we get back into the $68 and hold it, then we'll continue to push to the upside. That is for that one, right? Also looking at FND as well. FND, we have double top, triple top. Right now we're looking to break the $100 spot, which is, guess what, which is going to act as our natural resistance. So these are the stocks, these are the names I like to look at in terms of long-term portfolio, in terms of long-term hold. Now let's get back into the chart. TGT, what is TGT? TGT is target, and target right now we've just been fighting around this area. Okay, and target didn't look good all the way back down, got into the sold zone, and then boom, pushes back up, right, only to find rejection at the 20 exponential moving average. So I'll be expecting price to really walk around this area until we there is a better news, right? Keep an eye out. The big boys may be picking up some stocks, some position right around this 130 area. So 130 is going to act as our support on that name. Following that as well, we're going to be taking a look at Starbucks. I picked up some 2 weeks ago, and I added last week. So coming into this area, I'll be looking at picking some up again. Why? Because right now we're working the 200 moving average. We got into the 50, we couldn't push through, and got rejected based on the market pulling back as well. Now I'll be looking for this triple bottom area revisit and add some to my long-term portfolio. Also Tesla actually broke the downtrend to the upside, which this downtrend coincide with the 200 moving average, and since then never looked back, because you know they've been buying this into the overbought zone. Back down now, we're at 67% on the RSI. So I'll be looking for price around the 250. If price comes into this 250 and doesn't hold it on Tesla, I'll be expecting back into the 240, 237 on this name. Okay, so that's what I'll be expecting on TSLA. Also taking a look at Walmart, we have been pushing to the upside, created this overbought, and then back down, reattempt again because we found support right here, right? Technical, which is really technical, right? So right now 156 is acting as a resistance, 156, 157 as a resistance. So I'll be looking at price around 154 again to add to my long-term portfolio. Also looking at WYNN, this is Wayne Results. I'll be looking at price, okay, pushing through this downtrend, just to break this downtrend to see if momentum can come into this name. Remember, we got this beautiful candle pattern right here. So if price can reclaim the 50 exponential moving average, we can continue to push to the upside. Also taking a look at Roku as well, ROKU. Price is pulling back to retest the 200 moving average spot. That is what I'm looking at. This is another area. If price fail the 50 exponential moving average, I'll be expecting price back into the 200 moving average on that name. Also Snow as well, Snowflake, I'll be looking at 185 as a resistance zone, if 20 exponential moving average holds as a support. Also, leaning back into Apple, what do we got? We got that we've been forming this beautiful trend on Apple. This has been wonderful, okay? And all the big boys, they've been selling into this strength, right? So we've got this strength, we've got this resistance zone right here, okay? So we still don't want to really fall. So if price pull back into the 20 exponential moving average, that is going to be our support. So if it fails that spot, then we'll be back into 175 as a form of support. But for now, just ride the trend, just keep riding the trend as it goes on and on and on as well. I also picked up some on Advanced Auto, okay? Advanced Auto AAP, I picked some right around this area in anticipation of the move, right? So we did pull, now we're pulling back to retest that level, 64, 63 area. So keep an eye out, see if this can really move. So you can look at O'Reilly, you can look at AutoZone and see how they are performing. Then you can talk about Advanced Auto parts as well. So also ADBE as well, ADBE, they have great product, they have great stuff on the line. So I'll be looking at price around this area as well to really hold for continuation to the upside. If this one say 170 area doesn't hold, then we'll be looking at price back to 450 on that name. AKAM as well, we'll be looking at it. I've been looking at it, I've been like really tracking it since this momentum push to the upside. I'll be looking for price to retest the $84-$85 zone. If it does, then I'll be taking some up, I'll be picking some in the portfolio. Also ATEC, okay, ATEC, we're looking at a breakout, okay? So once this price breaks $16.50, $17, then we're out of that zone, so we can continue to push to the upside on this name. Look at the volume, 3 million shares traded on Friday, so I'll be expecting some to the upside. Look at the range, we got low of $15.90, which is about $16, and a high of $16.67. So that is also a pretty decent range in terms of play out. So we also have Charlie, we also have Citigroup, letter C. Letter C, right now we actually failed the 200 moving average, so I will be looking for consolidation around this area if price doesn't pull back into 45 to retest that spot. So keep an eye out on that. BYND as well, BYND, we had issue right here around the 200 moving average, rejected it back down to retest the 20 exponential moving average. So I think price will be holding this side in the near future. So keep an eye out, see if price can continue to push to the upside. Also BEKE, also keep an eye out on K Holdings. Right now $14.50 is our support. Okay, we've actually rejected the 200 and rejected the trend, rejected the 200 back down to retest this beautiful trend, right? So now we made this triple tap on this trend. Okay, 1450 as support, so look for price to really rally back up into the 20 exponential moving average as well. Also looking at a Fiverr as well, we're looking at price support right around the 26, 25.50 on that name. Also IWM, if you look at QQQ and IWM, you know this hasn't really done great so far. So taking a look at IWM, you see that IWM hasn't really rallied. This is just for the small cap, right? So 190 is going to act as our support. Take a look at QQQ. You see how QQQ has rallied off this zone. So nothing is going into the small cap side. So we're going to be looking for rotation as well. So look for those small caps. Look for those small names that you think will rally as soon as we got IWM start rallying to the upside. Because guess what? The SPY has actually rallied. The QQQ has actually rallied, and guess what? IWM hasn't taken the same momentum, the same course as well. Also looking at place as well, I got some holdings right here, sold some in anticipation of the pullback after we filled this gap. So if price continue to hold this 20 exponential moving average, we can retest the 50 exponential moving average. I also have some position on play as well. Okay, so I took some position out around this area in anticipation of this rejection, but guess what, we popped higher. I was expecting 50, but it just wouldn't come, right? So right now, look at price at this 42 area for hold. If it doesn't, then we'll be looking at $40 as our support. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for your time. Thank you for the weekend. God, we thank you because you're wonderful. Right now, I'll be looking at other stocks as well, and I will post them up on my stock tweet and on my Twitter account. Thank you guys for being here. Have a fantastic weekend. Peace and love. Bye bye.